Shalom, Kal Haloyim, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Achakudash, Shanya Kabad, Gadwala Requabs, Aquanium Nawa, Shalayakim Nawa, and that's the belongers to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, Wabarakim, Labakarium, Shaliasharala, and that is peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. I wanted to jump into this article really quickly because, of course, the scriptures talk about a time like never was nor shall be, and we understand that that's encompassed with famine, actual lack of bread, scarcity of food and water, that is. And so this article from CNBC.com says Western drought fueled by climate change is the worst in 1,200 years, scientists say. What we're going to do is start off by reading these 3 key points. We may read a little bit more going down to see if there's some more facts, and then we'll grab some scriptures. But basically, because of this mega drought, what they're calling it, is we're seeing reduced water supplies. We're seeing farmers and ranchers basically be devastated, and we're experiencing a whole bunch of wildfires that are happening specifically over there in the U.S. And these are plagues that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is bringing to the world, specifically Babylon the Great once again. So that first of 3 bullet points or key points says the mega drought gripping the American West is so severe that it's become the driest 2 decades in the region in at least 1,200 years. The driest 2 decades in at least 1,200 years. And drought conditions will likely persist for years, scientists said in a new report. The second key point says the news comes as water levels at the 2 largest reservoirs in the country, Lake Mead and Lake Powell, are at their lowest levels ever recorded. So we're definitely seeing new signs and new wonders. In Lord's will, we're going to grab that precept as well in Sirach. It says, and in 2020, the worst wildfire season on record burned more than 10 million acres. Nothing but plagues happening left and right here in Babylon the Great. The third bullet point says researchers estimated that 42% of the drought severity can be attributed to human-caused climate change. So this world definitely needs new construction and needs to be under new management. And America just needs to go. And that's the day that we're looking forward to. Let's see if there's any good facts here in the actual article. The first paragraph reads, the mega drought gripping the American West has generated the driest 2 decades in the region in at least 1,200 years, and human-caused climate change has fueled the problem, scientists said on Monday. In their research published in the journal Nature Climate Change, scientists analyzed droughts in southwestern North America dating back to the year 800, so they say, but we'll take it, and found that conditions during this century are more severe than the mega drought in the late 1500s. Researchers also warn that the conditions will likely continue through 2022 and persist for years. A mega drought is defined as a prolonged and severe drought spanning 2 decades or longer, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. We'll read one more paragraph. It says, rather than starting to die away after wet years in 2017 and 2019, in the 2000s drought has ramped up with authority in 2020 and 2021, making clear that it's now as strong as it ever was, said A. Park Williams, a climate scientist at UCLA. So yeah, once again, we're seeing reduced water supplies, farmers, ranchers being devastated, all messed up. And this is also fueling and bringing in more and more wildfires that's destroying crops, specifically over there in the West. But this is nothing but prophecy. These are plagues that we're looking forward to as Babylon the Great is on the decline. And man, what just happened? I can't even go over. There we go. Here we go. Had to get it still. And this is going to usher in actual famine, as we know that there's going to be famine of the word, but there's actually going to be a true famine that I, as well as many, many, many other brothers, starting with our apostles and elders on down, talk about probably on a weekly basis. I want to start off by reading the book of Revelation, and I believe that's 11. No, it's 11 and 18. Yup. Revelation 11 and 18 says, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great." And that's what we're looking forward to, the reward for doing the Most High and his only begotten Son's will. It says, "And them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth." And who is that? Who's running the entire world right now? That's Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, the European, Caucasian, whatever he wants to call himself. His biblical identity are the Edomites. And the Most High is coming back to destroy the Edomites and deliver his elect out of the nation of Israel. And you can see, remember, the article said that majority of this is happening because of human-caused, I guess, climate change. Human-caused. So Esau, Edom has to go. He has to be destroyed. Let's jump over now to the book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, because these are new things that we're seeing in the earth right now. New things that we're seeing in the earth. And we're coming into a time that never was, like never was, nor shall be. It's going to be the worst time ever. And that's why we're spiritually preparing ourselves for that. But leading up to it, we're going to see plagues like this continue to ramp up. I'm going to start reading at verse 3. Sirach 36 and 3 says, "Lift up thy hand against the strange nations, and let them see thy power. As thou wast sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us. And let them know thee, as we have known thee, that there is no God but only thou, O God." And verse 6 is the point. It says, "Show new signs and make other strange wonders. Glorify thy hand in thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works." So what we're seeing right now with this mega drought, it's a new sign and it's a strange wonder. I mean, these are the two biggest reservoirs in the entire country, it says, and they're at their driest levels ever. Their driest levels ever recorded. This is most definitely going to usher in a famine, as we're already seeing grocery stores have lack of meat and poultry, things like that, due to this pandemic that's happening right now. So we're definitely living in the end days, and we have to make sure that we continue to do Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's will, to make sure that he's pleased with what we're doing, how we're acting, how we're conducting ourselves, our speech, how we're walking every single day, so that we can be protected and kept safe in these evil days. That's why we make these videos, to warn, to edify, of course, but also to warn the elect to get right during this time of mercy. Let me think. Right. We'll jump back over to the book of 2nd Ezra 15. And this is an end time prophecy, one that we're bringing up constantly because we're living in these days. 2nd Ezra 15, start at verse 3. It says, "Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity," meaning the unbelief or lack of faith, "let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." And a lot of people very soon are going to die from famine, lack of food and water. "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." And drying up these reservoirs, this mega drought that we're experiencing right now, farmers and ranchers being devastated, these wildfires messing up crops, these are nothing but plagues that the Lord is bringing upon Babylon the Great. Sword, famine, death, and destruction. And it's going to lead into famine 100% for a fact. This is what we believe according to the Holy Scriptures. That's all the precepts, actually. There's a few more that go into famine, but the main points were made concerning that article, and I wanted to bring out these supporting precepts that go into biblical prophecy. Didn't want to make this too long, but of course you can read the entire article if you want. Even make a video on it yourself. Why not? So that the elect can continue to be fed. But I pray that this was edifying to the elect. Call Halayim Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Rachak Dash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.